I think there's three major issues that God's people around our country are struggling with. I'm not going to talk to you about them, but one of them is simply the relationship of our transformation, how that takes place in Christ. The whole issue of how Abba transforms us and how he develops us as his children. I see us struggling with that, with all of the issues of law and grace. And from the book of Philippians today, that's what I want to talk to you about. The title of this sermon is Full-Time Grace, How the Gospel Transforms Abba's Children. And we are Abba's children. It is such a privilege for the Christian to be able to say that we belong to the God of the universe. And as Jesus taught us to pray in the Lord's Prayer, well, how did he teach us to pray? Our Father. Pater is the word. But then when we get to Galatians, Paul tells us that through faith in Christ, we are Abba's children. We have such a personal and close relationship with the God of the universe that we can even use that title of Abba or Daddy. And yet we struggle. How does God develop us? How does he transform us? How does he make us into his people? Well, we know he uses grace. Does he use law? Yeah. What about when we become his children? Does he use grace? The answer is yes. Does he use law? The answer is yes. But we struggle to understand how this is put together by God's grace and our growth in Christ. And I don't know about you, but when we start talking about spiritual growth, don't you tighten up a little bit inside? Don't you start saying, what's he going to start dinking with in my life now? Where is he going to... Let me tell you the truth. Before every one of these 14ers that I do, I try not to tell people I'm with. The night before, I don't sleep well. And the reason I don't sleep well is because I wonder, do I have what it takes to get up that mountain? Am I going to have a stroke on the way up? Are they going to have to pull me off of the search and rescue? Do I have what it takes? What's it going to take to get up that mountain? And a lot of times, I think when it comes to spiritual growth, we think those same things. We think, God, what are you going to do in my life? Do I have what it takes? How hard is it going to be when you start wrenching things out of my life and try to put new things in? How's that going to work? And so I think we sometimes have a great deal of fear. And yet, when it comes to spiritual growth, it's the greatest adventure a Christian can have.